Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. This is my random recipes. These are the desserts. I'm still working my way through the cakes. Yes, there are a lot of cakes. Today's recipe is me venturing into an area I have never gone before. Today I'm going to try to make a jelly roll cake. This is a total first for me. I will have to admit that this has me a bit intimidated. I have had to do my research for this recipe. I have a friend who used to be a professional baker. I asked her for some tips that she may have to offer. I also did watch some online videos to learn the techniques that I need to know to do this hopefully properly. The recipe itself doesn't concern me. It seems pretty simple. It's the assembly that kind of has me a little bit worried. Needless to say, I have never made this recipe before. I have had jelly roll cake before, but not that I know of from this recipe. This is completely uncharted territory for me. Yes, I'm a bit nervous. I don't remember for certain where I got this recipe. I think it may have been one of the pages from one of my cookbooks that was just absolutely falling apart. I think I was trying to preserve the crumbling pages before they completely disintegrated and were gone for good. All right, enough stalling. It's time to get to work. Let's make some cake. I'm going to turn this down so you can see what I'm doing. Today I'm starting off with 3 eggs. That's 1, that's 2, and 3. The recipe says, with an electric mixer, beat eggs until thick. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So I want to turn the mixer off so you can hear me explain the next couple of steps. It says a little at a time add the sugar. Then also it says all at once add water and vanilla. So there is 5 tablespoons of water, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to pour my vanilla into my water. That way everything goes in all at once. And then this is 1 cup of sugar. So that will go in first, a little bit at a time. And then once that's all in, then we'll dump in the water and the vanilla. All right, so we'll go back to my mixing. Okay, so now we're going to do the water and the vanilla. Dump it all in at once. Alright. So now I'm going to set that aside for a moment. So this is 1 cup of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, okay, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and then we're going to sift that together. Now I'm going to add my flour to my egg mixture. Fold it together. You want to be gentle with it because there's a lot of frothiness to the eggs and we don't want to lose all of that. But I do want to be thorough. I don't want to leave pockets of flour that are not combined. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Let me double check just a little bit more. I'll make sure you scrape the bottom. This is a jelly roll pan. It doesn't specify the dimensions of the pan in the recipe. I'm hoping this is the right size. This is what I have, so this is what I guess I get to use. So I'm going to spread the batter into the pan, and I do have it greased and lined with parchment paper. No shortcuts today, especially when I'm doing a new recipe. I don't want to cheat anything. I want to follow the recipe as it's written as closely as possible and spread that out. This is going to be very thin. It's supposed to bake very quickly. This is supposed to go into a 375-degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes or until golden brown. I'm going to pause the camera until the cake is done. The cake has been in the oven right at 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down so you get to watch what I'm doing next. This is like the important stuff. Let's just run a knife around the edge. I'll loosen it up, and we're doing this while it's still hot. It just came out of the oven. I've seen several different ways suggested on how to flip it. This seemed like the safest, simplest way to do it for me, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. So use a second tray, inverted so that it nests inside the other cake pan. Let's see if we can lift it off. Oh, good. Yay, okay, hang on. Now we're going to peel off our paper, maybe, carefully. I'm trying to be as careful as I can, so I'm using the knife to make sure I don't lose the cake, or not much of it anyways. Oh, I forgot something. Well, we'll have to fix that. Got that off of there. Portia, honey, you need to move. I think what I'm going to do is reverse the process. So I'm just going to gently set that back on there, as gently as possible, and flip it back over. Okay. Oh, okay. And then you're supposed to dust it with powdered sugar. If I had been thinking, I probably wouldn't have to do all this, but I am learning. Flip. Remove the tray again. I'm supposed to start on the, oh, so I need to powder sugar it one more time on this side. Not very even, but it's on there. Now we're supposed to roll this up, starting on the short end. And this is supposed to cool for at least 30 minutes before we finish up. Okay. I'm going to set this aside for about 30 minutes while this cools. Then I'll be back and we'll finish up. The cake has cooled for 30 minutes. I have it right here. And now we're going to finish up. So we're supposed, I'll turn this down so you get to watch. Let's see if that works. All right, so actually I'm going to do it on the back side of this tray. I'm going to roll this out. Okay. So using the towel, rolling it up while it's still warm is supposed to create a memory so that it makes it easier to roll it up again in a moment. Add some jam. You can use whatever you like as far as your jam. This is the last of, I have some, it was blueberry and raspberry mixed, but I had berries from my yard. I'm supposed to spread this out. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get some more. It is raspberry, so it should work. Now we're going to roll this up again. I'm going to start on the same spot I finished on, but minus the towel, of course. It's kind of sticking to the towel. That's why we powder sugared it, so it could peel off. It's kind of sticking to my towel. Okay, I think we got it. Gently place it on the plate. Now we're supposed to dust it with our powdered sugar. I'll take the raggedy part for myself. You want to use a serrated knife. Well, that's part of my middle. All right, we'll set this to the side. And I bought some whipping cream. I've got more cake here than I have jelly. And this isn't the prettiest piece, I think. The rest of it is a lot prettier, but that's okay. I'll use the raggedy part for tasting. I'll turn this up so you get to watch my reaction. Let's go ahead and give this a try. I'll make sure I get some of it with the jam. The edges are a little bit crispy. It's pretty simple. The cake itself is actually quite simple. Yeah, it's actually really good. I like it. One more bite. Start with the jam on it and a little bit of whipped cream. Successful or not, I have officially made my first jelly roll cake. I don't think on it was like that complicated. The cake itself is pretty simple. It's just learning how to work with flipping it and getting it out of the pan, and so the technique is the biggest part of it. It's the most complicated part of it. So I honestly, it doesn't seem like that. A little more practice and a little more. If you do it a few more times, it would get pretty good at it. Next time I'll be making a real layer cake, one from scratch. I mean, even uses cake flour, which would be the first recipe I've done in the series that has required use of cake flour. I guess I'm getting into some serious baking. The next one is a very popular type of cake, but that's enough teasing for right now. I will include the ingredients, the preparation, and the assembly for the jelly roll cake in the description below. If you have any questions or other feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do love hearing from you. If you do give this recipe a try, please drop an emoji into the comments to let me know what you think. If it's yummy, icky, or somewhere in between. Also, let me know if you think you would ever make it again. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. It helps my channel to continue to grow. Thank you for joining me on my journey through the desserts and through the cakes. I will see you again next time. Bye.